Hey, it's Mike with the 61 Beetle. Like or subscribe if you want to help me get to 1,000. I wanted to show both progress as well as a problem. So I drove this over and got it registered for antique vehicle tax valuation, which here is $500, which means that your tax forever is $37.50. So I would highly recommend it for anybody owning a old car like this. But in driving it, and then when I got back, I just wanted to show what I saw down here, which is oil was dripping out. See, like this, oil coming out of my back left wheel. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I took off the hubcap and I'm looking here, and you know, this, look at that. How is that possible? I mean, thank goodness I have this cotter pin on there, because it just loosened up. And so I don't know exactly why it's loosening up, but obviously that is a problem. So I have a bunch of new cotter pins like this, so I don't really have to care if I ruin this, but I do need to get this tightened down. You know, when you get oil like that, then all you have to do is smell it. And the gear oil has a very specific smell. So when I saw something dripping, I knew exactly what it was. But I'm always, let's see if I can get this thing out without going and getting a hammer. Maybe. There we go. I mean, this cotter pin is still in good shape, so I should be able to just use that. But I mean, you know, I have this breaker bar, and the main thing is, you know, you want this to, how did that get so incredibly loose? I will never know. So, tighten this with the breaker bar, and then see if I can still see the hole for the cotter pin. Yeah, it's here now. It's a different hole. So let me just make 100% sure on this. This is. Of course, when I do that, I messed up the cotter pin alignment. Just need one hole to line up. See if I have anything here. Yes, perfect. All right, so I tighten the hell out of that. Put the cotter pin back in. And wipe up all the oil. Okay, that's my solution. So, you know, make sure that the transaxle oil is full. But that is now tightened, and should be able to just pop that back on and be good to go. All right, let's see what else I've got going. Of course, I had done the rear seat, and what I noticed is on the 65, it has these, the bolt, this little guy here where the bolt goes is in a certain position. And then down below the bench, there are 2 bolts. You see where that hole is right down there? That hole is way lower than this seat back can fit. So I'm thinking either I need to drill a new hole, or what I could do is take a piece of steel, like say a really nice thick piece of steel like this L, and what I could do is bolt this in to that bolt, and then measure the distance to where my seat back can go. And then basically what there would be was kind of a swivelly thing. It would still have the seat be attached, and it would use the 61 bolt on a 65 rear bench back seat. And so then I would basically use these 2. I'll cut this in half, use the 2 straightaways. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Then I can put those in as little mounting brackets. And what I would need is basically there would be like a piece of steel that connects to this here, like that. And then it'd have a hole, maybe it's like 3 inches down from it, and have another hole, which then would connect to the 61 mount bolt. So I'm probably going to do that. And I always seem to have to come up with something like that because, there's a 65 bench in a 61 Beetle. The other thing I had to do, which is super annoying, so the 65 bench had this thing in it, which goes all the way through, comes out both sides, and has kind of an L-shaped thing like this, which holds the seat back in place. And here's the other L from the other side. Now, and then there's a kind of a loopy thing here that lets you kind of rotate that. Now that's a 65. Now when I put that in, look there, it does not fit whatever that thing is with the L-shaped thing. And I was like, why does this not fit? And it doesn't fit because it's a 65 bench back on a 61. So what I had to do, and unfortunately, I had already made holes for the for those little L's to come out. So you see I have a piece of duct tape, so that it's not visible because it's like back behind here, but it's super annoying when you have a brand new piece of vinyl. I made the holes thinking this will attach in, and I just didn't know. So I kind of made holes in the sides, in both sides of my rear bench. The actual piece fits great, and what I didn't know is that the these little tabs that I did here, these tabs for the sides of the back, well, when this is positioned correctly, let me see. Right now it's too high, but because the seat is in the wrong position. But when that's positioned correctly, those little tabs come down right here in the middle, and they hit this little part. So that's why you want the metal there. So that was actually good, and the seat fits great. I just have to get this in the right position. The tab thing that I was talking about. Right. So now with the seat flush with that bar there, and then I push the seat back down like this, and now you can see how here that seat fits perfectly in the little metal tab hits right on the place where it should to keep the seat from going back any further. However, say you were to brake really hard or something like that, the seat is gonna flop up. So there needs to be some kind of little, you know, even if it's just having one little metal thing here that screws into the pole. There's two holes here. I'd have to figure out exactly how the seat back is going to stay exactly in position. You know, it might be good if it was some type of a latch, because you may want to, you know, then when I get this in down there, then I may still be able to do the folding of the, come up with something which will maybe hold the seat here. I don't know what these two holes are, but you know, maybe I can fashion something like the bus has, where there's a little, some kind of a little thing that holds the seat back, because the, so there's that. And then I have to fashion something to hold the bottom of the seat back to the bolts, which are in the wrong place. So anyway, there's that. And then the final thing that I'm gonna start on today is to just take out my driver and passenger seats. And you can see what I'm gonna have to do there. I'm gonna take all this off. This all functions properly, but these will get sanded down. And look at this rust. This is a silver white, but these seats are going to turn black with both rust reformer and black gloss after being sanded. And then these seats are going to look exactly like this rear bench. So that will be my my next step. And so you can see why this seat bench is in the wrong position. So let me. So anyway, those are my struggles. All right, like or subscribe.